What's up, everybody? Will1 here. Welcome back to my channel, SLA. We are playing College Football 26, but this isn't no ordinary game. I have decided to redo the playoffs, but there's going to be 24 teams instead of, 12? So I basically doubled down. So, what's going to happen, I have this list. All the ranked teams will be playing. However, you're going to see right here, there's team 24 because there's 25 teams in a ranking, and there are two teams that are ranked 24 and 25. The winner will advance to the playoffs. So I'll show you that in the field. So, quick glance at this. I'm pretty sure double sides. Maybe. I don't think. No, I didn't do double sides. Yeah, there's 24 teams in this bracket. So, might as well show you who will get into the final one. So I guess let's go into it before I get further into this bracket. Here would be the very first matchup. Well, not really a matchup, but I guess you could say the winner and you're into the playoffs bracket. Number 25, North Texas Mean Green versus ranked 24 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. As you see, they're pretty close. Georgia Tech out in the higher end with an 82 overall team and an 81 overall. I don't know how, from looking at this, I think North Texas should be higher. I don't know how they can be 82 overall and both have 87. I don't know. But what's going to happen is I'm going to simulate all of this. So I'm not going to be playing any of it. I don't think time really matters, but I guess 3:30. For round one, I'll talk more about it. You're going to be at the home field. And probably round two as well. But I guess, so we'll jump right into this one. I don't mind. I guess I'll turn that volume, I guess. I have that volume completely muted.
Welcome to a live compelling match that almost has a throwback feeling.
Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I guess I was talk through this, and so Georgia Tech, they had one of the coolest introductions in this game with the hot rod right there. Driving right in the middle of the field. And I should have changed it up, because I totally forgot that Georgia Tech is built different, and yeah. So let's go ahead and jump to the end of the game to see who will win this one. And by look at this one, the Mean Green will actually advance and beat Georgia Tech at their home turf. Oh yeah, they're wearing their home jerseys, okay. But that is incredible. Now I can type down North Texas on here, because they officially beat them. So going back to the bracket, North Texas now in there. And I was taking a look at the rest of this. You see, ranked 17 Tulane will face off against 16 Vanderbilt. They got Texas A&M at ranked 9 will face North Texas. I don't think they're a rivalry, but two Texas teams. But the winner of the Tulane game will face Indiana. The winner of this game will face Oklahoma, ranked 8. USC and Texas, that one's going to be a good matchup. The winner faces Ohio State. So I think that'd be another great one. Utah versus Houston. Winner will face Oregon. Iowa versus BYU. Winner will face Ole Miss. Notre Dame versus Michigan. This is actually a rivalry game. The winner will face Georgia. We got Navy and Alabama. Nice to see a military school to be ranked at the end of the season. They're going to face Texas Tech. And finally, Virginia versus James Madison. The winner will face Miami, Florida. So this one will be fun. Here would be our first matchup. Vanderbilt versus Tulane. And Vanderbilt has the edge by 1. Once again, North Texas beat Georgia Tech, and they're the same rating. So we're going to see what will happen under this. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know why I came on switching and turn on the volume, but I have not actually played at Vanderbilt's field. So I don't know what it actually looks like. Played at Tulane before, but I've not seen Vanderbilt's field. Honestly, looks kind of nice. I think they're in, Tennessee or North Carolina? I think Tennessee, though. I'm telling you, Vanderbilt right now is down, and the time kids are winding down. Tulane is leading them big time right now. If I remember right, Vanderbilt plays in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh no, because that would be a Nissan Stadium, but there's a throw. And Vanderbilt did horrible last year. I can't lie on that one. Tulane, they did really great. Okay, not last year, but 2 years ago, you can say, for the 2024 season, I think it would be. Of course, last year they all did good, but right now this isn't looking great for Vanderbilt. They have to get 2 touchdowns in order to, 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points to take the lead. And how slow these drives are coming, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. They really don't. So there's a first down play. You step out of bounds. I mean, it's not the greatest play. They have a weird looking mascot. And at the end of all this, Tulane will take the win. The Commodore's going to do anything. And, well, the Green Wave will advance to round 2. Going to punt in the final score. It's a little bit harder doing it sideways. There we go. Tulane will advance. It's going to face Indiana. Not looking the greatest right now. Another thing that I can do. So I won't show it on here, but I can show the date and stuff on here. I guess I won't deal with that. We're going to have another SEC and American showdown as the Texas A&M Aggies face North Texas Mean Green. I guess to see how well it's going to work out for North Texas, or is home field advantage just not that great. I don't think I really did anything with their stadium either. Yeah, I might have. I don't know. Yeah, I think I played at their stadium before, because I remember the dog. I always had a dog at the beginning of the game. Well, I guess you could say things did not end very well for North Texas, as they got smoked 30-6. That was not very great at all. Now it's time to add in the score. Pretty sure it's 27-6. I did not pay attention much. There we go. Now we're going to have 8 versus 9 showdown. This one should be really great. And I think it's another SEC rivalry. The SEC is really rolling right now. Now it's time for number 12 Texas to go up against number 21 USC Trojans. Probably 2 of the best conferences with Big Ten and SEC. Let's go get into it. Yeah, I decided to put this one under the lights because they just have an extremely cool nighttime introduction. So the fireworks with the picture of the logo on it. Yeah, Texas they have a pretty cool introduction, I'll tell you that. I don't really know what happened to Texas, but they're getting absolutely cooked by USC. I mean, this was crazy. Texas barely missed the playoffs last year. They're getting absolutely obliterated by the Trojans right now. There's just no point on this. There's running it. And I think Arch Manning and all of them know that they lost. Now this was just very disappointing to watch. Yeah, this was not very great at all. 27-8. And USC was ranked 21. I mean, you just can't really do that. That's just not very great on yourself, but it's a simulation. Anything can happen. Now on the plug it in, 27-8. And they're going to face Ohio State, so it's going to be another Big Ten showdown. It's going to be a Big 12 showdown next. And it will be a Big 12 showdown with Utah and Houston. See how well this game goes. Am I the only one that didn't know that Utah's mascot's a bird? I'm trying to remember if I played here. I think I have played here before, but... And they also do the motorcycle thing like a bunch of other teams do. Kind of unique. Very unique to see. And I do not fully remember Houston's away uniforms. Kind of cool. Finally, our first good game in Utah now has to come behind. Houston has the lead. We're going to throw it. There's going to be a nice... That's going to be a first down. So this has probably been the best game so far, and I had a feeling it'd be between a divisional showdown, a conference showdown. Nice throw and catch there. I'm going to see what happened on this down. That's a deep one. Oh, I thought that was picked. It really looked picked off. Utah managed to do it. They have the lead now. All Houston needs is a field goal to win it, but they are far back. Totally forgot about their mascot. Wow. Alright, what's going to happen here? 10 seconds left. Can they actually do it? There's a deep ball and out of bounds. Alright, I'm guessing this is going to be the last drive. Last play right here. What is going to happen? This has definitely been the best game so far. Under this bracket. Here we go. I was going to do it. There's a deep one. See half somebody? No, and Utah would take the win. That was an incredible game. 19-17 being the score. Now that was a good game. They're going to face Oregon. It could be a little bit of a challenge. But we're not close to done. There's still got 4 more matchups for round 1 before we even enter round 2. Here's our next matchup, and I'm telling you, this is one I can't wait for in the see BYU and Iowa. Now, I think BYU should be at least like an 86 because they're an 87 overall offense and 86 defense. And I guess Iowa should be like an 84. I don't know, but this game I cannot wait for. I think this is going to be a fun one. But here's a nice look at BYU Stadium. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played here before, yeah. I remember Cosmo. They play right upon the mountains. Alrighty then, I can't wait to watch this game. This is definitely not what I was expecting. Iowa blowing out BYU. I was not even close to expecting this to happen. And I really don't think they're going to get there on time. Mark Gronkowski. I really thought this was going to be a blowout, but not a blowout, a really tight game. And instead we get the opposite of a good game, a blowout. Definitely not what I expected at all. And well, nothing changed, 24-6. That was definitely an unfortunate score if you're Iowa. And the Big 12 gets down one and makes one for BYU. Alright, so I'm going to put down the score is 6-24. So, alright, so they're going to face Ole Miss in the next round. That one is, I'm just kind of shocked on how much of a domination this game was for BYU, but I guess they are that good. Here's our next matchup, and I'm pretty sure it's the first and only rivalry, at least in round 1. Notre Dame Fighting Irish and Michigan Wolverines. Last time they fought each other, Michigan won. That was, what, back in 2017, I think. I have a poster of it on my wall for Notre Dame. So, I can't wait to see this game, and hopefully it's good for Michigan and Notre Dame. I guess I hope they lose. I don't know, but I really don't care because it's to see who is the best team. And we are going to be playing under the lights as well for this game. And wow, they definitely decorate up for under the lights, don't they, in Notre Dame? Play like a champion today. And I think they're one of the few that actually has like human for a mascot. Like an actual like human thing. Because they're the Fighting Irish. Things are looking kind of good for Michigan, and Notre Dame is ready to score. Just started the fourth quarter. This has been a pretty incredible game. They will stop them. Notre Dame has an injury. So I'm not going to be playing this whole entire fourth quarter. I guess we take an injury timeout. Why not? Alright. See, I mean, Notre Dame gets this, so you do take the lead. There's only one touchdown Michigan had. And so Notre Dame is probably going to be able to take the lead right here. And of course, it was Jeremiah Love. And he's definitely going to be like the first top 5 picks in the NFL draft on April 20. Actually, I think they started my birthday on the 23rd, if I remember right. So it's close around there. They start the NFL draft. And the extra point will be good, and Notre Dame will actually take the lead. Incredible. Well, the game couldn't get any closer, as Notre Dame will actually win this rivalry over Michigan. I'm kind of disappointed. But man, this is actually a really great game. Michigan would have tied it up if they would have gotten that 2-pointer, but they didn't. Pretty good game overall. Definitely one of the best, and I had a feeling this would be a good game since it is a rivalry and it's under the lights. Unfortunately, at the scene of my team in Michigan lost, especially against a rivalry. But I have to admit, that was a really great game. We got 2 more matchups left for round 1. Unfortunately, I believe this is going to be a blowout. I mean, only 74 overall for Navy and 89 for Bama. This isn't very great odds for Navy at all. Amazing to see them actually make it to the playoffs right here, to make it into the top 25. So I think that's a win itself, especially for one of these military teams. The past 2 years, they were really good. Army did good last year, and Navy for 2 years in a row, they did pretty good, but obviously the game doesn't respect them that much. And I played at this stadium multiple times, because I actually did like a franchise moto list, and I plan real soon here. I don't know when, maybe summer, maybe wouldn't be for another year, but hopefully soon here. I'm going to be playing as every single team's rivalry. And of course, Bama, they have quite a few. Actually, they don't have money as I thought, but I think they have like 4 or 5, I think. But yeah. I can't say that Navy didn't try, because for the first half, it was 14-10, and Navy was actually holding on to them. I think they had an interception against Alabama, but this second half, Alabama just exploded. And they will pick up the next first down right here. Just doesn't look good for Navy. I did not understand why Navy took such a long time to call a timeout, but I think they just knew that they aren't going to win. They already knew that. So it's going to be kind of a disappointment to just finish out this game. They called their last timeout. And here comes probably the final drive. Well, they're probably going to try a 4th down, especially if it's incomplete. You're just going to run with this. There's the final drive. The final play right there. Alabama will absolutely dominate Navy. Despite the first half being pretty good, Alabama just finished them off right there in the second half. So we gotta go put in the scores. Sometimes I might have messed up on a couple of scores, but I really hope I didn't. And now it's time for the last matchup for round 1. If you want my opinion on this might actually be a really incredible game. Now I saw Tulane, they beat Power 4 team. And we see right here, James Madison, they have a chance to be another Power 4 team in Virginia. So, I think this is going to be a really great game, and probably throw this one under the lights as well. Nothing very special for Virginia. They just had the introduction. I totally forgot to click play, but oh well. But yeah, let's see what happens. This one could be kind of a blowout. I don't think it's going to be fully a blowout. And well, I kind of called it for James Madison to actually win this one. I didn't play off the game, but I meant to, but I didn't realize how little time was left. But James Madison would actually pull off this win against Virginia. Like I said, they're pretty even, so I knew this was going to be a good game. Amazing job as another group of 5 team advances, and they're probably the best one of the group of 5. Time to go place down these scores. James Madison moved on. And here's what round 2 looks like. Indiana is going to face Tulane after their domination win against Vanderbilt. Texas A&M and Oklahoma, that's going to be a really great game. Ohio State and USC, a Big Ten matchup. I think the other one was a SEC matchup. Utah and Oregon, a Big 12, Big 10 matchup. Ole Miss and BYU, this one's going to be good. Notre Dame and Georgia, that one's going to be really good. Texas Tech and Bama, and James Madison, Miami, Florida. Please let me know if your favorite team is still alive in this competition. Mine isn't. And let's go kick off round 2. Not a round I would fully expect to happen, but here we go. Tulane won this one round 1, if you guys remember. And they're going against Indiana, which is the number 1 team in the country. They won the national championship, went undefeated. See if Tulane can keep it all going. And of course, just like round 1, well, the teams that had the round 1 bye, they get to be at home for round 2. So continuing off here, and of course, very red for Indiana's stadium. Well, just as expected, Indiana took this win. Tulane definitely looked like they were keeping up for a little while, but they eventually just slipped right in the second half. So, an easy win, I guess you could say, for the Hoosiers. Well, we know this is going to be fun as we have an SEC battle with Oklahoma and Texas A&M. Actually, I think I have that one backwards. So we'll go fix that one real quick. That looks a little bit better. But now it's time for the game. This one should be a really great one. I don't think I've ever seen the stadium under the lights. I mean, I can't lie that College Football 26, he did a really great job for how these introductions are. Yeah, they even have a full carriage. Let's go see how this one turns out. This was certainly not the outcome I would have expected. Oklahoma winning 26-7. Not even close, and Texas A&M technically had the advantage being a little bit of a higher overall. I mean, this is kind of crazy. I mean, a top team, technically Oklahoma still being the top team and advancing. It's not really an upset, but it kind of is at the same time because of the overall that the game puts them in. Well, hopefully this one becomes a really great game. A Big Ten matchup. Maybe this one's a little bit better than the SEC, as the Trojans and the Buckeyes will take off. USC being the way lower overall, only 21 rank, and they're 84 against a 90. Hopefully this one will be a little bit better. I think everybody knows what the giant O Ohio State has in the center field. And of course, we all know what the crazy mascot, the Buckeye. In my opinion, my least favorite team, just because of what my favorite team really is. So, me being a Michigan fan, I hope USC wins, but Ohio State just has so much talent that I cannot deny. Let's go see how this game comes. I don't know if it's just me, but why does it seem that all these round 2 matchups are just getting blown up? 24-6. I don't know why. It's 3 in a row where there's been blow-ups. I mean, Ohio State is such a great team, and USC is as well. I mean, I understand the Tulane game with Indiana, but the last 2 games, especially A&M and Oklahoma, that made no sense. And this one made absolutely no sense either. But it's crazy how these simulations work. I'm sure that a lot of people are surprised to see Utah, well, one being ranked overall, two making it to round two. You know, they are 13 overall. They did a really great season. Now they're up against the Ducks. This one's going to be a little bit of a challenge for them. But I can kind of believe in Utah. It's kind of a close overall. So this one hopefully will be a great game, but unlike the last three that weren't. But let's see what this one does. This is kind of a nice stadium. Oh yeah, I see. Ori is one of the top stadiums that has their mascot riding on the motorcycle. I see a lot of these stadiums do this in this game. But I think they're like the most popular team to do it. And having their weird duck mascot on there. When I saw Utah taking the lead right away, I thought this was going to be a good game, but obviously it wasn't. I'm sorry for the camera, I kind of tapped a little bit too far on this, but Ori only 35-7. What is going on with round two? I swear. Just getting out the Big 10 and Big 12 battle. Now, how about an SEC and Big 12 battle? Ole Miss having an amazing season last year, going rank 3, and they're going against BYU. I don't know, they're even tighter for overall, so this one could be great. But I really have no clue anymore if these round 2 matchups are going to be great or if they're going to be blowouts. Wow, just seeing them sparks just fly out of it is kind of crazy. In Ole Miss, I always thought their uniforms, like their home ones, were like dark blue, but obviously they're a lighter blue. They have multiple shades of blue in their uniforms. Oh wow, this is definitely a really nice stadium. Too bad I live too far away from it. With only 2 minutes left, the Rebels are behind. Finally, we get a good game in round 2. Kind of a low scoring, but very nice game so far. BYU just scored. So see what they're going to do during this play. We'll catch it for a first down. Almost a huge gain right there, but dropped the ball right when he had it in his hands, and that was 3rd and 6. The Rebels got to get this one. They have to get a touchdown in order to take the lead. A field goal won't even tie this game, and they're not even in field goal range. And that'll be above his head. That is not good. Oh, man. I think they have to go for this one. See what happens. And they are. Alright, they are going for it. And that will be caught. And they'll finally call a timeout. Let's see what happens right here. First down, they're just going to run it. That was not that great of a run. Time keeps on winding down. I get the whole point of this, but you might not have enough time. I mean, they are really close, but down to 45 seconds, and they still have to get into the end zone. And doing all these short passes. That one wasn't very short. And now it's 1st and goal. Ole Miss are working down, and they finally called their next timeout. So one more remaining. BYU has all 3. So Ole Miss, they want to waste as much time as possible now. Ooh, that was kind of a bad play. They kind of have to throw it now and just either hope for in the end zone or incompletions. And they might give it to a running back, though. But I think they're going to... Oh, there's a flag. I think that one... It's on BYU? Yeah, I thought so. Oh, that one was not good. That's not good for BYU. This is probably the longest portion of this video right now. That's crazy. And you get into the end zone. Nice. Ole Miss will take the lead. Let's see what BYU can do. Yeah, 25 seconds left. Short pass in it. Alrighty, they are pretty close. All they need is a field goal to take this under overtime. That's all they need. Short pass in that one. Going for another timeout. 18 seconds left. The Rebels better start stepping out. Look at, is that two linebackers, and there's a corner out there. That was an incompletion. They kind of wanted that one to be a completion, but not an incompletion if you're Ole Miss. BYU is kind of happy with that. This has definitely been the longest simulation game I've done so far. It's just been such a crazy game. And there goes our last timeout at 10 seconds left. Now I have to air this thing out. Third at 5 as well. They're just going to throw it out of bounds. Wait a minute, is there quarterback's number 47? How? How is that even possible? And here comes the deep ball, final play. Now be incomplete. The Rebels will win. That is amazing. 17-14. I am really hoping this is an amazing game. Both teams, same overall of 89. This one, I'm really hoping is really great. Notre Dame and Georgia. Let's go see the final of this one. Well, this one deserved to be under the lights. And of course, I think we know Georgia's big, powerful stadium and Richard Bulldog. I think he's one of the most popular mascots of all of college football. I mean, he's definitely in the top 5, I'll tell you that. Well, this was the opposite of a home team, as Notre Dame will dominate Georgia. I don't know what I was expecting here, but we only have one good game and so far in this round 2 matchup. I don't know how Georgia got blew up like that. Sure, there's a lot of mad fans watching this right now, but Notre Dame, I guess, great job for that domination. These have got to be probably 2 of the best teams right here. Texas Tech and Alabama. I mean, they are the best. We'll figure out who is the best team, but Texas and Alabama, these are both teams that I would expect to be into at least the round of 8, or the Sweet 8, but whatever they call it. The Elite 8, that's what it was. But they still have to fight up against each other. 90 and 89 overall. Let's see how this game goes. I don't know if I played on Texas Tech Stadium before. Oh yeah, I have, because I remember that horse. Another really cool introduction that some of these stadiums do. Texas Tech have that. A lot of them had the motorcycle. Georgia Tech, I think that was the first one. Not round 1, but the first matchup of this game. Let's see how this game goes. Alright, the Bama is down 10-14. Just like the one game, the Ole Miss game. Simon's the opposite way, as the away team is now losing. This one's up a lot more shorter. What's his name? Ty Simpson, I think, is their quarterback. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think that was their quarterback's name. It was like Ty Simpson or something like that. Texas Tech is in the top 25 for loudest stadiums. I am surprised. Call their first timeout of the game. Texas Tech wasted quite a bit of theirs, and honestly, it paid off. Well, let's see what happens. Another first down. That's not looking good for Texas Tech. It was 7-7 by the time the first half ended. And then points started climbing up a little bit. Is that another first? I think it was. There's their last timeout for Alabama. So many star factors on both teams. I think both of them are going to be a major threat. You just throw it out. 6 seconds left. I think this is going to be the last play right here. Maybe he can get another one if it's incompletion or he throws it out of bounds. But he has to be quick. That'll be incompleted. No way. I thought that was for a touchdown. Still got 2 seconds left. He definitely threw that one quick. Wow. Okay. Texas Tech means business now. This one has to be the last play. Only 2 seconds left. This one is the last play. Did they win it? They did! Alabama beat Texas Tech. That is crazy. That was a nice finish. Not what I would have expected. Well, it's the last matchup for round 2. And this is the last team for both of their conferences. Miami, Florida, Miami Hurricanes, and James Madison Dukes. Sunbelt and ACC. This is incredible to see. I mean, we had 2 of these group of 5 schools make it to round 2. They were the only ones. I know, North Texas. But these are the only 2 that advanced. So that's crazy. And both of them trying to keep their conference alive. This one might be a good game, but we'll see what will happen as Miami has a 10 overalls ahead of James Madison. Alright. I don't fully remember what happens here for Miami. I would say they do a hand signal thing. And I believe their mascot is like a pelican or something like that. Nothing very special for this stadium. It's at Hard Rock, home of the Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. I cannot be the only one surprised here to see Miami down. And they are kind of far away. With only 21 seconds left. All out of timeouts. James Madison. Are they going to pull off another upset? They beat Virginia in round 1. Are they going to beat the number 2 team? This would just change everything up. He's taking so much time. What is he doing? Oh, he found an open player. That was kind of smart. It wasted so much time, but honestly, it worked out. Because they just got a big chunk of yards. And then see what they were down by Carson Beck. Is that even their starter? Alright, so actually, yeah, they have to get a touchdown. That was 10-13, but I'd say 7. This would just be crazy if James Madison pulled this off. That was an incompletion. I swear I looked at it, it's almost picked off at first, but it's okay. Miami still has another shot and maybe 2. They can throw it away quickly. And if it becomes incomplete, but they don't want this to be an incompletion. How he deflected. That was such a bad pass. This one, I think, is the last one. The final game right here. They're at the 12. Was it Ole Miss? I'm pretty sure pulled it off. No, it was Alabama that pulled this one off. It's Alabama. Last play, here we go. And they would do the exact same thing as Alabama. Wow. And they get to do the extra point. Oh, yeah, they get to, yeah. That's right. And then you can choose to. And Miami will win 14-13. Almost losing. I really thought this one could have been a blowout, but obviously James Madison kept them on their toes to finish off round 2. Alright, well, now it's time to record score. So you got 41 for Indiana, 21 for Tulane. That one, they definitely got smoked there. Texas A&M, Oklahoma. They got 7-26 for Oklahoma. Ohio State and USC, that was 24-6. I'm surprised how many of these domination wins there were. It was crazy. This one was probably even worse. 7-35. It kind of proves that the Big Ten is just that good. Ole Miss, yeah, they almost lost this one. But they managed to pull it off, 17-14. Notre Dame cooked Georgia somehow. Trying to figure out how that's even possible. Texas Tech barely lost this one. 14-16. That was a close game. And then finally, what I thought was going to be one of the very few blowouts turned out to be a very close game. But Miami still pulled it off. And the Elite Eight is left with number 1 Indiana versus number 8 Oklahoma. As we got Big Ten and SEC. Ohio State and Oregon. See if Ohio State can take down another Big Ten. Ole Miss and Notre Dame and SEC versus Independent. And finally Alabama, Miami, Florida, SEC versus an ACC. So we have 3 Big Tens. Or the 3 SECs. And 1 independent and 1 ACC. Very crazy. These ones will have bowl games as well. I'll figure out which one they're going to be in, but yeah, these are all going to be part of bowl games. So, I guess let's go ahead and move on to the Elite Eight. Now it's time for our first matchup of the Elite Eight between Indiana and Oklahoma, and they will be competing in the Rose Bowl. So that's what Indiana went up against for round 2 in the regular playoffs. That's what they're going to do for this matchup as well. And this is in Pasadena, California, and it has its own stadium that's shared with any of the others. So I think all 4 of these that are in this round are not shared, but I don't know, probably wrong on that. This one should hopefully be a good game. Let's go see what happens. It is the final minute. What is going to happen? It says the playoffs first round. I just now noticed it said that. It says the playoffs first round. That'll be caught. There's an injury on Indiana. No. That's not very great. And with it, that will cost a timeout. Forced timeout, which helps out Oklahoma even more. They're about to hit midfield at the 40. Well, they get sacked. Is it? Oh, I thought he threw that away. But he will get the first down. That is incredible. All right. First down at the 49. They're not out of this yet. And they're still not out of it. In Oklahoma still has a chance to win this. Could they knock down the number 1 team? Alright, they will stop them there, and they're not going to waste on any clock. Now they will. Final timeout. So Indiana just needs to stop this run twice, because a field goal won't get them the win. A touchdown will. Indiana says all 3 timeouts, so. And that'll be picked off. Indiana will move on to the semifinals. Incredible. And the Hoosiers will win 14-10. Wow, that was definitely a little more intense than what I thought it was going to happen. I knew this was going to be a good game, but didn't think it would come down that close to the wire. Oklahoma, great job advancing all the way down here to the Elite 8, Round 3, whatever you want to call it. That was a great game, and Indiana takes home the Rose Bowl trophy. This one might almost just be the game of the week or the game of the round. Number 4 versus number 5, both of them Big Ten teams, Oregon, Ohio State. I forgot which one it was, but one of them beat a Big Ten opponent last round. So I think it was Ohio State, but it might have been Oregon. I don't fully remember, and they're going to take on the Orange Bowl. Also, I was way wrong on this. They play at Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Hurricanes and the Miami Dolphins. And just saw the nice orange trophy. I'm going to guess it might be real fruits. I have no clue. But I can't wait for this game. And there's that crazy looking duck. And then there's going to be the Buckeye coming up. But let's see how this game goes. This one should be one of the best games so far in this competition. Well, I was very disappointed in this game. Now, as a Michigan fan, not so much. But overall, because both of these teams are elite contenders, and after seeing a blowout from Ohio State, Oregon moves on. I'm just so surprised that Ohio State got blew out like that. That is just incredible. Oregon might almost be the best team in this whole entire competition, as they're going to take on a Big Ten team of Indiana in the next round. This is intense, but great job for the Ducks. This is going to be a very underrated round, with it being Ole Miss and Notre Dame. Ole Miss, they think they have this bowl game. I was probably wrong. They're going to be in the Sugar Bowl. Notre Dame, I'm trying to remember, they advanced to round 2 in that playoffs. I do not fully remember that. This one might be a good game or it might be a bad game. Notre Dame actually has the advantage by a little bit. Overall, I think they were probably very similar. Let's go see what happens. I did not fully know that the Sugar Bowl was actually at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. So I was actually kind of shocked. I did not know where their location was. I kind of thought they had their own stadium like Rose Bowl does, but nah, I guess it's fine. And it's kind of close for Ole Miss. It's very far for Notre Dame because they're up in Indiana. I can't wait for this game. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that Notre Dame is the lowest rank in this, being 11. Let's see what happens. The clock continues ticking down. Notre Dame is about to score and take this lead. What's going to happen? They will take it. A touchdown for Notre Dame. Ole Miss needs to get down there and get a touchdown themselves. Well, let's see what the Irish are going to do. Will they do an extra point? Will they go for 2? I have no clue. 30 seconds left. I was confused for a minute there why they were running down the clock. And of course it was Jeremiah Love that got the touchdown. He is going to the Arizona Cardinals, I believe. If I remember from the draft. I recorded this after the draft, this part, and same with the semifinals and the championship is all going to be after the draft. The first 2 rounds are before it. All right, they're going to go for the extra point, and I go for 2. Now Ole Miss just needs an extra point. They just need a touchdown plus 1 to tie it. They have 0 timeouts. Notre Dame still has 2. But they just want that clock to wind down. They are not going to call any timeouts. And he will not get far. 27 seconds. What will the Rebels do? I think they got eliminated in round 2. In the playoffs. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, well, just throw it away. Okay, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking, but whatever. Alright, second down. He's doing this again. I forgot, they need to fix this up in the AI. Is like, they rarely ever run. I rarely ever seen any quarterbacks run. They do sometimes, but not a lot. They do not run a lot. Third down now. 16 seconds left. I get the whole point of not running though, because the clock would just drain. He's just going to throw it out of bounds. Fourth down. What are the Rebels going to do? They have to go for it. They have no choice but to go for it. Will Notre Dame actually be the lowest ranked to advance? They were eliminated, I'm pretty sure. They will be caught, but they're not going to have enough time. The clock's going to start winding. There we go. That's going to be game. He should have just done a deep pass. There was no point on that. Notre Dame will advance to the next round, to the semifinals. They will eliminate the number 3 team in the country. That is incredible. Well, it's either going to the SEC or ACC that will be eliminated next, as we have the last ACC team of Miami and the last SEC team of Alabama. Which one of these two will win? Alabama's ranked 10, which is kind of high, kind of low and kind of high at the same time. Low for this. And then Miami, number 2 team in the country. Let's see who's going to win this. And they are going to be at the Cotton Bowl. They play at AT&T Stadium. That's where the Cotton Bowl is hosted at. The Hurricanes are off. See, they have a pelican for their mascot. And then the elephant for Alabama. Yeah, there's their weird looking mascot. That pelican. Let's see how this game goes. Under the lights in AT&T Stadium, just outside of Dallas, for the Cotton Bowl. I'm ready for this. With just a few seconds remaining on this clock, Miami is about to score. And they will. Miami will take the lead back again. This has just been a back and forth game. Alabama dominated the first half a little bit. Miami came back in the second half. Now they are in the lead. Bama had the lead for most of the game. What an incredible way to end this off. But Alabama's not out of this yet. Can't wait to see what happens. Alright, so do I know what happened now? Did it cut ahead or something? Oh, let's see what happens next. Alright, there we go. Point after. Alabama says all 3 timeouts left. So do not roll them out. They're down by 4 and must get a touchdown for Bama in order to win. And here we go for the kickoff. How well will Alabama get? He'll get tripped down to the 31. 17. Why did I just say the 31? I have no clue. Short pass. Ty Simpson, he went to the Los Angeles Rams. Who's their top wide receiver that went to the... Yeah, what team was it? Did not fully remember the player or the team they went to in the NFL draft. Alright, well, they got another first down. Timeout. They're starting to get close to midfield. You might air this one out. He'll get hit as he's thrown and that'll be picked off. Miami will take the win. That was not good for Alabama. And a huge chain of events. Oh, man. We cannot get another upset today. In this round, Miami will advance. That was such a crazy pick as well. Just hit while he was thrown. Just one of the easiest picks. Just going to kneel it out. And there's a win for Miami. 24-20 or 20-24. Whatever you want to go for it. And Miami will advance. Nice game. Time to record for the Elite Eight. Indiana won this one in a very close battle of 14-10. They're still continuing. Show that they are the number one. Ohio State and Oregon. This one surprised me the most. After getting blown up that hard. Not many people are going to be Ohio State fans after this. I don't know, Notre Dame made the biggest upset of the game. Beating Ole Miss, they were number 3 team in the country. And finally, Alabama almost made an upset themselves, but could not succeed. As Miami shows why they are number 2. So here are going to be the matchups. The next 2 bowl games are going to be the Peach Bowl and Fiesta Bowl. Indiana and Oregon are going to be part of the Peach Bowl. Rank 1 versus rank 4. And then rank 11, Notre Dame, and rank 2, Miami, Florida, will take part of the Fiesta Bowl. Notre Dame was part of the, 2 years ago, they were in the national championship, but lost to Ohio State. They aren't in it, but they still have to deal with a Big Ten team. No matter what, one of them will advance. And then we have an ACC and Independent going against each other. Well, we'll see what happens for the semifinals. Now it's time for the semifinals. And these are probably 2 of the best teams in the Big Ten. 2 of the best probably in this whole competition. And one of them is going to go home. So they're going to be the Oregon Ducks or the Indiana Hoosiers. I personally think the Oregon should have won the national championship for like the past couple of years. Maybe this is time for it for the Ducks. But Indiana, they're still trying to prove why they're number 1. They won in the actual national championship. So it's time to see if they'll go back-to-back into the national championship. If they would take part of the Peach Bowl, I'm pretty sure it's in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, home of the Atlanta Falcons. Pretty sure I'm right about that one. I don't know. I can't wait for this game. And might as well go ahead and get started with this. I'm just so excited for this one. 2 best Big Ten teams are underway, so let's go play it. There's only 15 seconds left on this clock. Oregon is down only by 3. What is going to happen? Why does it say first round? What is he doing? Was it? I almost said Dylan Gabriel, but it ain't Gabriel, I don't believe. No. Because this was a year after. 9 seconds left. Will the Ducks make it? They're a long ways away. There's only 9 seconds left. Will they make it? Or will Indiana? He's just going to throw it away again. 4 seconds left. He got to have a deep ball. No more timeouts left. The fourth quarter was just nothing. It was basically back and forth and punts. Indiana managed to get a field goal on the last drive. It was a pretty even game for most of it. Oregon took a big start. Here we go. Last play. Got a deep ball. That'll be incomplete. Indiana will move on to the national championship. They will beat the Oregon Ducks. It's kind of disappointing. I think Oregon deserved that one. But it was a well-fought battle. Congrats to Oregon for making all the way to the semis. And Indiana gets to go again in the simulation. Now it's time for the second matchup in the semifinals. Notre Dame versus Miami. Now, for 2 years ago, Notre Dame made it to the finals, lost to Ohio State. Well, the Buckeyes are eliminated. And last year, this past national championship, it was Miami and Indiana. Miami's still alive, and Indiana, they're advancing. Can we get number 1 versus number 2? Or can rank 11 Notre Dame beat the Hurricanes? I can't wait for this one. Miami has the advantage. So let's see what's going to happen. We're at the Fiesta Bowl, which is pretty sure it's at St. Farm Stadium. I believe that one's home to Arizona State. Maybe it's just Arizona. I forgot which one. It's either the Wildcats or the Sun Devils. But we're going to have the Hurricanes and the Fighting Irish. I don't know who's going to win this one, but it's either going to be an ACC team or an independent. Let's go see what happens. Time continues to wind down as Notre Dame is down by a touchdown, an extra point. And it's 3rd and 11. He's going to throw it, almost picked off. Incredible. Nice defensive play. At least it was just incomplete because that would have just ended Notre Dame's hopes. Are we going to have a repeat of the last national championship? Alright, 29 seconds left. 4th down. Spreads are not doing blitz. I don't know why they're going out very big. They're not. That'll be incomplete. Oh, no. Notre Dame is out. Just because he could not handle to that ball. He was wide open. And Miami will advance. And we're going to have Indiana and the Hurricanes again. In real life, it happened in this simulation somehow. Even with this 24-team simulation, it's still Miami Hurricanes and Indiana Hoosiers that were made part of this national championship. I didn't think it would have been either of them, but obviously it worked in their favor. Incredible job. Well, let's go into the national championship. Now it's time to record a semifinal score. 20-17. Oregon loses again. And then for the other one, Notre Dame almost beat Miami, but they couldn't. And now it's our national championship. The Indiana Hoosiers and the Miami Hurricanes. Well, let's go jump right to the national championship. Now it's time for the national championship. As the number 1 team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, take on against the number 2 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes. Take a look at their uniforms. There's their alternate. All green. Their home is orange and white. They have the camel alternate. Interesting. So now, I'm not going to be playing the whole entire simulation game. You only have home and away. Really. Okay then. All I just want to do there. feel like an option. All white. Oh, that one's cool. Okay. Guess we'll go do their away option. Why not? Indiana, there's going to be no change for them. So, I'm still going to do like the jump ahead. I've been jumping ahead on all this. I don't watch the full simulation. I just jump ahead. We're going to do that for this. But I will, like, not pause the recording. Besides after the, like, the introduction thing. Because I do something different on how I'm able to do the simulations. Because for some reason I can't pause it. I don't know why, but I have to do different things. But it's the national championship. Hard Rock Stadium. Home of the Miami Hurricanes. So maybe they will win it at home. See what's going to happen. There's a nice look at it. And it's the same two uniforms. The same two teams that were in it in real life found a way to be the same two teams for the national championship in this simulation. So we have an ACC team. And for some reason, this whole entire conference for the ACC was not great this season, besides Miami. Duke actually won it, but didn't make it to the playoffs. I don't know how that works, but okay. Miami didn't even win it. Crazy stuff. Well, now it's time to start the simulation, so I go to Super Sim. Then I can jump ahead. I can also do a play option, so I can still play this if I wanted to. I can jump to next play, next quarter. So we're just going to go by play. I really like how it's like all black and stuff. That's actually really cool. Ray Joseph, okay. It's kind of cool. It's all black and gold. So we're going to see who gets it. So once it comes to like the fourth quarter, I'm probably going to pause it. Well, not like pause it, but exit out of it so you can watch the full simulation. They're kind of quiet. This has been a very quiet game. Miami in the lead, 6-0. Oh, Indiana, we get 2 points. Okay. Just got a safety. That's something you don't usually hear. This has been like the worst national championship I've ever seen. What? What is going on? Wait a minute, we might have something. And they will take the lead. It's fourth down. Alright, well, let's go see what happens. Exit out of this. Fourth down. 3 minutes left. We get to watch the rest of the game. I don't even know how this is possible. 6-9. They're going for a field goal because why not? So bringing the 6-12, which will only be down by 6. Well, down by a touchdown. There we go. Alright, so just got the field goal. And now Indiana's up by 6. Ooh, that was not a good return at all. Oh, that was not good. Alright, what are they going to do? Oh, I forgot they have Carson Beck. See, they have Carson Beck. He just got into the draft. I think he was second round pick, if I remember right. He's only a second rounder. Okay, so what's Miami going to do? I have no clue, but they have to get down here. They have to get down there, get a touchdown, And the extra point will take the lead. And they want to kind of waste clock down, but they also want to be successful with the clock. So at one point, the clock is on their side, but on another point, it isn't. Right now, it's favoring Indiana for the clock. But Miami can use this clock quite a bit. They still have all 3 timeouts. Indiana does as well. You know, the Hoosiers, they're not going to use any of their timeouts. That was a pretty solid throw for the first down. Okay, so now they have a first down. Minute 40 seconds left. So you have plenty of time there. They managed to get down the way. A little juke. Out of bounds. Oh, no, it wasn't out of bounds. Okay. Thought he went out of bounds. But I guess not. Clock's going to continue winding down. Minute 25 left. You know, after a minute, that's when they're going to start using their timeouts. They're still a ways away. They're only at the 28. There's a deep pass. Perfect throw. And there's a timeout. Perfect throw. Okay. The fans of Miami, you know, they're going to be kind of excited. It's in their stadium for the national championship. Ooh, I thought that one was going to be deflected. They might have to call, and they're not. Okay. They're really using their timeouts for big plays. That's when they're going to use them. A minute left. So, is this strategy smart, or is it dumb for what Miami's doing? They're not even really in field goal range. They're pretty close, but ooh, that's a nice one. They're going to call a timeout right here. 44 seconds left. Now they really need to think about what they're going to do for this last timeout. They are in good spot right now. They're in a really good spot. Field goal ain't going to do it. They're just going to give it to the running back, but that's a pretty smart play. They're not going to call their timeout yet. I would say that's kind of smart. Clock doesn't start yet. It'll eventually go on the field here. There we go. 30 seconds on the play clock, and now it's about 30 seconds now at the 15-yard line. You need to get down there. All right, they did a fake. That'll be caught for a touchdown. I think that's going to stay as well. That one's close if he was in or not. What's he in? Let's take a look at the feet. CJ Daniels might have got the winning touchdown. They're going to rule it. They're counting as a touchdown. That one's kind of close. His feet were probably in it. But I think for college football rules, I think you only need 1 foot in there. But for professional, you need 2. They might have changed that. I don't remember. Oh, yeah, they are going to review it. Because it did not really look like it was in there, but maybe it was. When he caught it, his feet were in the air, so I don't know. They're keeping it. Okay. That was kind of a tough one to overrule. He definitely caught it inbounds. His feet were like the biggest challenge. That's what I would say, but they're saying that he was in, so it stays. And Miami is in the lead in one of the most boring national championships ever. 20 seconds left. What can Indiana do? All 3 timeouts. I don't know why he didn't just stay there. He would have gotten another yard. If he would have just kneeled it in the end zone. 18 seconds left. Man, Dawes has a man deep. He only needs a field goal, and they're like right in that range. Wow, what a catch. What a throw from Mendoza. You know they want the touchdown, though. Miami only has 1 timeout. They're just leaving them open You know, another touchdown. Alright, here we go. They're going to go for a long field goal, I think. 5 seconds left. They're going to go for a field goal. This one is still very doable. They're going to ice them. Alright, 5 seconds left. Will they make it? This is for the win. Slow motion. It's good! Indiana will win the national championship. Again. I still got 2 seconds left, but what are they going to do in 2 seconds? They're not going to do much. They are not going to do much in 2 seconds. That was right down the middle. And there we go. If he does get in the end zone, game over. And Indiana will win. That is incredible. They will win the national championship. I had never seen this cutscene before. Wow. Very disappointing if you are Miami. You lost again. You lost in real life and you lost in the simulation. You Miami fans are probably really mad. But Indiana, no matter if you're in the game or in real life, you're still going to win this national championship. And finally, we have crowned our winner. It one of the weirdest scores I've ever seen. 15-13. Did not think that would be possible, but hey. I guess anything is possible. So Hoosiers will win. I thought there would have been a cutscene, but I guess not. Let's take a look at our bracket. Our overall bracket. Tulane won. Well, first of all, starting out with North Texas beat Georgia Tech. They moved on. Tulane beat Vanderbilt in an absolute domination. They went off facing Indiana. Texas A&M dominating North Texas. Texas A&M advanced against Oklahoma. USC dominated Texas. And they will face Ohio State. Utah dominated Houston. That's when they didn't dominate. They barely won that one. They went to face Oregon. Iowa got dominated by BYU. BYU advanced to Ole Miss. Notre Dame barely won against Michigan. They advanced to see Georgia. Alabama dominated Navy. Incredible to see Navy even make it. But Alabama advances against Texas Tech. James Madison beat Virginia in an absolute upset. They faced Miami, Florida. Starting from the bottom down here. Miami, Florida barely wins against James Madison. They almost pulled off an upset. Alabama barely beat Texas Tech. They advance and go up against Miami. Notre Dame dominated Georgia. Ole Miss barely beat BYU. That's where that matchup came in. Oregon absolutely smacked Utah to advance. Ohio State did the same thing with USC. Oklahoma did the same exact thing against Texas A&M. And so did Indiana against Tulane. Indiana went and beat Oklahoma barely. They advanced into the semis. Oregon dominated Ohio State. They advanced it against Indiana. Notre Dame pulled off the win against Ole Miss. And Miami, Florida pulled off the win against Bama. Miami, Florida managed to beat Notre Dame in the same exact score as Notre Dame did to Ole Miss, just flipped. So Miami advanced. And then Indiana barely beat Oregon for them to advance, which resulted in the finals of the Hoosiers and the Hurricanes, and Indiana pulled this one off. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and some news that came in. So, I already talked about this. But for the Elite 8, I recorded that one like a week after the past 2. And during that, I broke my collarbone. What was it? On Tuesdays when I broke it. And it was kind of hard to make these videos. I don't know if I will be able to make a lot of videos. It's actually a little more challenging than what you think. I believe I can pull this off. This was one of the hardest ones because I had to stretch to record. Because, you know, for the games I record off of my phone camera. I don't have a fancy device and stuff to actually record them, but it's alright. I managed to pull it off and managed to get this done. There's only one video this weekend, just like last weekend. This one was definitely a way bigger one. So there's that. And hopefully I can go back to the 2 games. But we'll see what will happen. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe. And I'll see all of you in the next video.